Rob, last time these two sides met in 2021, there was a 15-point margin. The question pre-game was to what extent Scotland had closed that margin. 15-point margin once again.
Yeah, 15-point margin. I think the very disappointing thing for Scotland is that they threw almost everything they had at this South Africa team, and they just could not break them down. They'd won clear-ish scoring opportunity in the first half, but apart from that, they were just completely devoid of ideas. The intensity of Scotland's line speed, of South Africa's line speed, put Finn Russell and Scotland under a huge amount of pressure.
Yes, because Alan Wynne, we don't usually say of Scotland devoid of ideas in attack, so that suggests South Africa were pretty awesome in defence.
Yeah, there were definitely opportunities that were left out there. I think the way they sent them back inside, we saw Khaleesi getting a turnover once when, Finn's option was shut off twice on the outside, and in the end they've got to come back inside, turnover, and there was a story of quite a few opportunities they potentially had to go wide in the second half.
And so when South Africa are closing off the outside like you describe and saying, Finn, not happening today, what are his, I know you haven't played a huge amount in your 158 Welsh appearances, but what are the options then for Russell? It didn't look like he had much on.
Well, the funny thing is we said about South Africa gambling, and they go all in. They're either 100% right, 100% wrong, and as the guys have spoken about, they scramble really well. And I think we saw Finn gambling the other way today on a few occasions, whether it was going over the top, whether it was the kick pass, and essentially because that oppressive line speed was coming and they were just waiting in that 13 channel, in the end, we essentially ran out of ideas.
Comprehensive, Andrew.
It was comprehensive. It could have gone a different way. I think there was a 10-minute purple patch for Scotland at the end of the first half. Scotland never had scoreboard pressure. So if South Africa are already always ahead, they never have to come out of their comfort zone. They play rugby on their terms. They put the ball down there, they contest, they pick up a penalty, go to the maul, pick up 3 points. And then every now and again when they feel like they've got the impetus, they play rugby. If Scotland had scored when they had that purple patch, they would have had to play rugby not on their terms.
Okay.
And Scotland just needed to make them uncomfortable, and they just couldn't be. They weren't accurate enough. I think they did actually create a few opportunities in that period, especially. They just couldn't execute.